Hey Dylan, ask me how my night was last night.
How was your night last night, Joe?
It was okay. I camped out on Stockton Street in San Francisco for the new iPhone.
Woohoo! Nice.
But you know that because you cut me in line and got yours first after waking up at a reasonable hour and having breakfast with your family.
Yeah. Well, there are privileges to being part of the press, and actually I got to the front of the line. They're like, come on in.
Yeah, I think it might have been because you were wearing my shirt.
Yeah, your shirt did help. Thank you for that, actually.
Dylan was wearing this earlier, and I had a fleece on with nothing on underneath. Free show for the Apple people.
But I also want to point out that as soon as I sat down in your very comfortable hammock,
yeah,
somebody came along and gave me this, which is not the phone that's inside this nauseatingly green case, but the case itself. And, you know, I think I'm going to take it off because I sort of like the way
no, you should leave it, man. It's ribbed for her pleasure.
It's my phone, not her phone.
Good point. Yeah, you went with white also?
Yeah.
I like the white.
So, yeah, I don't know quite why I went with the white. It was sort of an impulse decision. The white is only available in the 16 gig model. And I was kind of waffling. I was like, I don't think I really need 16 gigs, especially with apps like Pandora, which let me, you know, are going to let me stream all the music I want. There's a strong argument for getting the 8 gig model.
Yeah, I wanted the white.
Looks kind of cool.
I mean, actually, I've been carrying this Nokia E71 recently, which we'll be reviewing soon. But it just made me really in love with a white phone. I think it's really elegant, and I think that the iPhone looks great in white, especially because I can't imagine, I hate saying this really actually, but I mean, the iPhone white looks more like a classic iPod. It's the original color from Apple, and so that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of awesome. It's amazing that we're saying it's the classic iPod color because you think of these things as pretty high-tech and new, but
no, it's true.
Yeah.
I think Apple has kind of defined white as their color.
Sure.
So you look at this and you're like, yeah, that's an Apple product. There's no question about it. I've been pretty impressed by the phone so far, although I have to say it took me half the day to get this thing activated. The in-store activation process, there was a little bit of a glitch early on, and then there were some problems with the servers that meant I just kept trying to connect through iTunes. Did you have that experience too?
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to get my phone to work, and Stephen Levy, who's our new columnist, is sitting right behind me with the Apple rep with him saying, oh, and here you go, it's already activated. And I was just like fist shaking. It's like I slept on the street. I have this thing plugged into my computer. I'm really tired and it's not working. And she's like, oh, look at all the things you can do.
So it really is who you know, isn't it?
Amazingly, yes.
Wow. Well, now that it's working, I see your iPhone is working. You've got some apps on there.
App Store, baby. I love it. And you know, this is what's 3G, fine. GPS, fine. App Store, important.
Yeah.
That's the real big deal.
I totally agree. And actually, the ironic thing is you don't need an iPhone 3G to do that. You just need
Totally.
the 2.0 operating system, which is now available to any iPhone or iPod Touch user.
Yep.
And that's kind of cool.
I think it's great. I mean, what this shows is, you know, this is the start of a platform war. And this is something that's been happening in PCs and computers for a long time, but now you're seeing it in phones. And this is the first legitimate salvo saying, okay, you know what? It's not the hardware, it's the software. This is something that Nokia has been saying for a long time, but people have largely ignored them. But now we see another company, another major company with a large distribution of handsets out in the marketplace saying, you know what, yeah, you're right. We do need to open up this development platform and actually let some people make some apps for it.
You're absolutely right. I wouldn't downplay the importance of 3G and GPS, though, because the addition of those two features, for me, transforms this from you know, sort of an entry-level starter phone to a true smartphone. I mean, this is now actually very competitive with other smartphones on the market because it's got that fast data. It's got that ability to locate us in the world through GPS.
And now I'm going to argue with you and disagree and say, no, a smartphone is not about 3G and GPS. I think a smartphone's about the apps, and that's why the App Store is so important for this.
Well, you know what? We can agree to disagree on this one because this phone has it all.
And you know, the smartest thing about this phone is the pricing, wouldn't you say?
The pricing is very smart, actually. You can buy it for $200 now for the 8 gig version, or $300 for the 16 gig version.
Fancy.
That's a really easy to swallow price. Now the thing is, the trade-off is you have to pay a little bit more for the data plan. I think $70 a month is the cheapest you're going to get out of there.
And they charge you extra for text messaging, which I think
that's annoying.
It's really stupid.
Yeah. So a 2-year contract at $70 a month or more, I mean, you're going to wind up paying for this phone, no question.
Sure.
But I think for a lot of people, this is a really good deal.
Well, clearly we thought it was worth it.